Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all of you on this Mother's Day. Today we're going to attempt to do some messy braids. So my hair is like 3 days unwashed. I'm going to spray some volumizing spray. This is the Living Proof volumizing spray that I talk about a lot. Also, never really done this before, so we're just gonna wing it and see how it goes. So you're gonna split your hair into 2 sections. And the trick to this one is, I just watched it the other day on Instagram, you are not going to pull it apart at the bottom. So you're gonna hold it close to your head, separate your 3 sections, and just braid really close to your neck. But don't pull, like normally when you braid, you pull it apart, keep it together, because it's gonna start to braid at the bottom on its own. If you'll notice that at the bottom, see how it's starting to braid at the bottom? So you're just gonna keep doing that until it gets too tight to go any further. Like right now, I can't go any further. So you're gonna take this little flip of hair and tuck it in and pull it through. And it kind of makes like a little knot, and you don't even need a hair tie. That's awesome. So I'm gonna come back and mess that up in a minute, but I'm gonna do this side now. This side actually has a lot more hair because I didn't section it evenly. So this could be just something fun and quick to do if you have like 5 minutes and you don't really feel like doing your hair. So you're just gonna braid close to your neck, keep braiding all the way down, and it's slowly braiding at the bottom right there. So you go until it's tight and you can't go anymore. I just left that piece out, so let's start that over so I can get it in there. Sorry guys. We're gonna tuck that bad boy in there. Sorry, my dogs are barking. I think Granger's home, so they hear him. Okay, so that is where you are. I look like Pippi Longstocking right now. And then you're gonna mess it up a little bit and make it messy. Pull it, make it long, make it fat. I don't like things to look too perfect. I like it to be kind of messy. Pull pieces out until you're happy with the undone look of it. And there are your like little boho braids. I really do look like Pippi Longstocking, don't I? Anyway, a cute little fun braid thing to do. You don't need hair ties, it takes 5 minutes. If you just are gonna be running around the house, running errands, go to the park, super easy, super quick. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what else you wanna see. Let's go do our rise.
Saying you're cute with those braids. You're cute with those braids, and you're so cute when you're human.
When I'm human? You're so sweet, buddy. Do you know that I'm filming this and this is gonna air on Mother's Day? You know what Mother's Day is?
Yeah.
What?
This is they celebrate Mama.
I love you. Say Happy Mother's Day, all the moms.
Happy Mother's Day, all the moms.
And all the moms who might not be moms, but who are like a mom to somebody.
You're a mama. I have something to show you.
What?
For Mother's Day.
What?
I'll show you. Come here.
Okay. What is that?
Right there.
I love you. It is Lincoln. Happy
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, Mommy. So sweet, buddy. Thank you. I love it. I love you. I love you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My dogs are gonna be in here. Remy, okay, I'm gonna have to put you inside because I can't film when you're in my lap. Okay, 2 seconds. Come on, come on, come on. Let me get you again. All right, So, happy Mother's Day. Welcome to another episode of Arise with Amber. We just did this little boho braid tutorial. Hope you enjoyed that. It is Mother's Day weekend. I have some friends in town and we've been having a really nice time. We haven't been able to really see our friends in 2 months. So I had some friends come up from Fort Worth to spend a couple of days with us, and so you're probably gonna hear them running around. We're making a fire tonight and just gonna do all kinds of things. So you might hear them or see them running around in the background. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for always commenting, sharing, messaging me with all of your stories. I just appreciate that anybody would even care to listen to what I have to say. Happy Mother's Day. I hope today is a good day for you. I hope you're able to celebrate your mamas, and I know today might be a hard day for some. I know some of you might have mamas in heaven. Some of you might not have good relationships with your mamas. Some of you might be dreaming to be a mama and you're not a mama yet. Some of you might be a mama who have lost somebody, lost a child who is not able to spend Mother's Day with you. I know there's all kinds of mothers today, and this day might be amazing for some, but this day might also be a little bit hard for others. So my heart is with you, and I am just thinking about you. There are tons of moms out there who may not be mothers, but they are like mothers, sisters and aunts and teachers and friends, and anybody who has the heart of a mother. Let's celebrate them today, okay? I hope you have a happy Mother's Day. Let's get started. I picked the winners, so I did this a different way from the last Arise with Amber. The winners for the Settle My Soul. The 3 names, I'm gonna put them right there. Email me at amberemilysmith.com and I will get you your book. So the winners are, I think I'm saying this right, Judah Montoya, Lisa Lancaster, and Kevin Evans. You guys were the winners for the Settle My Soul book. So email me, amberemilysmith.com, amberemilysmith@gmail.com. Paul can stick it right there. I will get this book to you. Granger showed me something this week and I was just floored. I had never seen it before. It was this good old country boy on Instagram. You can search it. It's called Whose Hands Is It In? Well, I went and looked that up to see where it originated from, and it was a poem by an unknown author, and I want to read that to you guys because I think it is so cool. So I'm gonna kind of change a couple of the lines up, just like he did on the Instagram video. It's called In Whose Hands? A basketball in my hands is worth about $19. A basketball in Michael Jordan's hands is worth $33 million. It depends whose hands it's in. I'm gonna say a guitar in my hands is worth absolutely nothing, but a guitar in Granger's hands creates a beautiful melody. A tennis racket is useless in my hands. Actually, I played pretty good tennis in high school, but a tennis racket in Pete Sampras's hands is a Wimbledon championship. It depends whose hands it's in. A rod in my hands might keep a wild animal away. A rod in Moses' hands will part the mighty sea. It depends whose hands it's in. A slingshot in my son's hands is just a kid's toy. A slingshot in David's hand is a mighty weapon. It depends whose hands it's in. 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread in my hands is a couple of fish sandwiches. 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread in God's hands will feed thousands. It depends whose hands it's in. Nails in my hands might produce a birdhouse. Nails in Jesus Christ's hands will produce salvation for the entire world. It depends whose hands it's in. As you see now, it depends whose hands it's in. So we can put our concerns, our worries, our fears, our hopes, our dreams, our families, and our relationships in God's hands, because it depends whose hands they're in. I think that is so amazing and so true. God uses what we have. He gives us each individually our own strengths. We can't compare ourselves to other people. I can't get upset because I can't sing and play guitar like Granger can. You know, those are some of his strengths that God gave him. You know, God gave me different strengths. God uses what we have to create his masterpiece. And we're all working together for the greater good of the kingdom of heaven. At least that's God's plan anyway. I have another devotion that I want to read to you. This is from Ruth Schwenk. This is the Better Mom devotional. shaping our hearts as we shape our homes. So this kind of goes with what we're talking about. It says, God works with what you have. David took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, approached the Philistine. That's 1 Samuel 17:40. Not a single soldier in Israel's army wanted to go out and fight the Philistine named Goliath. For 40 days, this giant of a man taunted, waited, heckled, and essentially mocked the entire army until one Israelite had had enough. Young David was going to fight Goliath, not alone, but with God. A shepherd boy, David wasn't even supposed to be on the battlefield, but when he heard Goliath taunting God's army, he couldn't take it anymore. Israel's king Saul offered David his own armor, which the Bible tells us didn't feel right. Off it went. Instead, David gathered what he had, 5 smooth stones, a shepherd's bag, his sling, and the God of Israel. The rest is history. Goliath was no match for David, or rather, David's God. The Lord Almighty had given his people victory, and it came at the hands of a young shepherd boy who was willing to step out in faith and allow God to use what he had. Isn't that the way God always works? God uses what we have, not what we wish we had. For David, it was 5 smooth stones. For Moses, it was a staff. Gideon had a torch and some jars. The Lord uses your gifts, not someone else's. He uses your experiences in your past. He takes what feels like scraps of fish and bread, and he multiplies them. This is the way God has always worked and is working with you. He wants to use what you do have and not what you wish you had. I love that because I think it's very easy for us to think, why would God use me? Why I'm not strong enough to do this, or I can't make it through this. I'm weak. Why would he choose me for this path? And we might not ever know, but we have to trust in our God and know that God doesn't make any mistakes. And for whatever he is calling you to do, it might not make sense to you, but just step out in faith, knowing that he will always be with you, no matter what. Joshua 1:9 says, "Fear not, have I not commanded you, fear not. Your Lord is with you wherever you go." And I know I paraphrased that, but the gist of it is, don't worry, don't fear. Your God is with you, and he will meet you where you are, and he wants what you have. Even if that is just a tiny mustard seed of faith, he will take that and he will run with it, and it can change the world. The way that God's work gets done is God says, what do you have? What do you have to give me? And he takes that and multiplies it, just like he did in tons of books in the Bible. So I'm asking you today, what do you have in your hand? What are some of your gifts that you've been given? Maybe you are good with people. Maybe you like to entertain. Maybe you're funny. Maybe you are an artist. Maybe you can write. Maybe you can sing. What can you offer, and how can you do it for God's glory? Sometimes I think, lots of people ask me to do these. Lots of people said, I'd love to do a Bible study with you, or you should do some sort of series on YouTube where you talk about your faith and you tell your stories, and it's kind of intimidating. Sometimes I feel like, why would anyone want to listen to me? What do I have? And all I can say is I have my faith, I have my truth, I have my story, and I have God behind me. And sometimes I never know what I'm going to say, but I'm hoping that through any of this, if it brings one more person closer to their faith or closer to God, then I'm doing my job. Doing these for me is not about getting hundreds, thousands of views. It's not about that for me. It's about connecting with people who want to listen. It's about hopefully saying something that sparks something in somebody else to have a ripple effect to where they can find their faith if they have lost it. Maybe they have it and they just want to grow it. I hope anything that I say may spark something in somebody else, like I said, to have a domino effect, to keep bringing people to the kingdom of heaven. And that's my goal of doing these. So currently that's what I have. I have my faith, my story, my hope, my love of God, and my iPhone to film this on. That is what I have. That is what God has given me right now. And hopefully he's using that to bring honor to him.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas.
What are some strengths that you think God gave you?
My strength
Your strength?
Because I'm strong. I can lift up the kitchen table.
To dance?
Half of it.
Yes. You watched the video of what? Of David and Goliath?
Of David killing the giant.
With the slingshot?
Yeah.
So that's what he had in his hand, just 5 stones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, what strengths do you think God gave you, buddy?
The power to dance.
Yeah.
The strength that I have. My cuteness of me.
You are pretty cute. Gave you some confidence, huh?
And handsome, so that's 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
One more. And then I'm ready to get all my strength.
Okay. I want to ask you today, what do you have in your hands? We all have different strengths. We all have different things in our lives that we can use for God's glory. Maybe you are great with people. Maybe you are great with kids. Maybe you are a writer. Maybe you are an artist. Maybe you can sing. What can you use for God's glory? And if you're sitting there thinking, you know, I don't have anything. I legitimately don't have anything. I don't have any strengths. I don't have anything in my hands. Just know that you do have something in your hands all the time, and that's Jesus' hand. And he is always with you, no matter what. And he's your strength, and he will go with you wherever you go. So fear not, have confidence in yourself, and use whatever tiny things that you have that you think may be weaknesses. God will use those as your strength and multiply them and take them into the world and fulfill his masterpiece for your life.